Time for another trip into Death Valley. Once again, before we go in, we'll take a quick look at the Sierras. Good to see some snow on them. There's a lancha. Been staring at it for quite a while, coming up the road. There's Williamson with his two horns right there. Possibly Trojan, Barnard. Probably blocking Tyndall though. It might be, actually I think that is Whitney there. I thought that was Carillon, but that looks like Whitney with the Doot Doots right there. So that means that's probably Lone Pine Peak. That would be Russell and Carillon, I bet. Maybe Tunabora or whatever's next to it. Langley, I bet's right there. There's the road up to Horseshoe Meadows. Just crossed through the Panamint Valley. Started up the other side. Haven't stopped too much yet because there hasn't been too much blooming. But now we're starting to see some more stuff. Some of the purple Phacelia and these yellow flowers. Not sure what she discovered, but we'll go take a look. We've been seeing these guys for a little bit, but we're just now starting to see more of the purple flowers.
Wow, look at this tall.
It's the Lakers Hill. Well, we've arrived in Death Valley proper. As we came down from Town Pass, we passed another zone with the yellow and purple flowers again, and then it got pretty bleak. I was like, what's it going to be like when you get down below sea level? Well, at a glance it doesn't look like much. But if you look a little closer, the desert sunflowers are out. Besides these guys, if you look a little closer, you might spot some brown-eyed evening primrose. Quite common in Anza-Borrego, too. Not quite full-on amboy caliber. At least not yet. This may just be a little teaser. But looking promising. This is the road heading up to Beatty, Nevada now. We seem to have a reunion here of our Phacelia and yellow flowers along with the sunflowers.
Yellow flowers, yeah. Yep.
But somebody's still missing at this party. Haven't found the 5 spots yet. Saw some of these white ones before. They're called chicory or gravel ghost, I think is another name I've seen for them. Almost look like the desert dandelions, except they're white. At least I think that's what these are called. That's what we've been calling them. Not quite open yet. They might be more sun sensitive. White, purple, and yellow. And a little orange inside the sunflowers. Of course, a lot of the white here, the lower stuff, is that brown-eyed evening primrose. Looks like we've come out of the curvy part of this road. We were greeted to a very nice showing of the purple and yellow flowers. Sunflowers are absent now. Just these guys.
Well,
I have started to see some 5 spots. Pretty sure this is one of them. But unfortunately, we're a little early to the party. Or he's late. Quite a few of these around here. Someone's got to be open by now. Well, that wasn't too hard. Just had to go across the street. Still a little early in the day, I think, but we've got some that are open. There's a spot. There's some spots in there. I was noticing some yellow flowers at the foot of these hills. Came over to investigate if there are anything different, but it's the same yellow stuff we've been seeing by the side of the road. Getting a little sparser as we climb higher. Most of the yellow flowers are the same, but if you look a little closer, you might spot one of these little guys. I know we saw them last year too. I don't know if there's some kind of monkey flower. They don't show up too much from a distance. Wouldn't you know it, I happened to spot a couple more 5 spots. Hopefully we can do even better than this today again. Here we are at Hell's Gate, where the Beatty Road and the Beatty Cutoff meet. That's that corkscrew peak up there. Still a sprinkling of those yellow flowers, and some of the brittle bushes blooming nicely too up here. You can kind of see the little sprinkling of yellow flowers down there. They disappear in the brown. There's the brittle bush.
It's really steroids.
A nice sampling of these yellow flowers. Bet that's Telescope Peak up there. Got some snow on it. Descending down the Beatty Cutoff Road. Had more of the yellow and purple, and now it's just the yellow. The sunflowers are back. It looks like they're going to continue for the foreseeable future. All the way down there. This one right next to me is about as tall as my waist, just like someone said. Five spot.
Yep.
They're around if you can find them. They also seem to be opening up a little bit more. Just takes a little patience.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Okay, I gotta give Mom credit for finding this one.
Well, you would have found it if you'd walked over there.
Probably. Desert stars. Yeah, she loves these little guys too. Even if they are white, they're awfully cute. Real low to the ground.
There's two.
And we are still finding 5 spots.
Right here without stepping on something.
Well, there's lots of somethings.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll miss a few somethings. We're a little further down the road. This is probably what we could see from a distance before. The yellow definitely catches your eye. And when you look closer, you see some other stuff. Looks like the chicory's finally finished opening for today. Looking very nice. Little bits of purple Phacelia. Brown-eyed evening primrose. And some more desert stars. Occasionally you'll come across some Purplemat. Rather large group of it. 5 pink petals and a little yellow center. Purplemat. Desert star. And brown-eyed evening primrose. Here's the visitor center. It's a blistering 73 degrees right now. A few flowers blooming around here too. Mainly just more of the same. Nothing terribly exciting here. We arrived at the Natural Bridge trailhead. We're gonna go give that a shot this time. Flowers let up a little bit, but then they started up again. Nothing Very nice. Interesting to see if they continue up this canyon. Had the whole place to ourselves last time, but not this time. That should be Telescope Peak again up there. And the salt flats of Badwater Basin. One thing's for sure, there's no shortage of 5 spots on this trail. Not huge ones, but they're around. Almost like at the crater last year, which, by the way, we're planning on skipping since we can't go up to Scotty's Castle. Road's washed out. I had hoped to get here in the early morning and hike it while it was still in the shade. Unfortunately, I found too many flowers to look at. It's actually quite pleasant right now. Of course, I'm standing in shade. But if the nice cool breeze blows, it's very pleasant. Looks like that's it. Not sure how much farther the trail goes. Okay, not bad. Certainly looks plenty beefy. Well, it sure looks like these rocks could just come right out. Just above the bridge is this cute little side canyon.
Where that goes.
May have been a gushing waterfall at one time, or if there's a big thunderstorm here.
Oh boy, they're here.
Taking a shower? A dry shower.
A dry shower.
A drought style shower.
I think if there was water coming down, I wouldn't want to stand here.
No, probably not.
A little bit heavy. Yeah, neat.
Well, I think we'll turn around here for now.
Yeah, Facilia. Oh, there's the 5 spot, yeah. 2 5 spots, it looks like. Yeah, well, the purples grow together.
Bet you could climb to the top of that chute without too much difficulty. Maybe right up this way. We'll skip that today though. Leave that for a future adventure. Nice assortment of the Facilia through here. With the occasional sunflower. It's only about a half a mile up there to the bridge. You come out of the canyon and you're back to the masses of the sunflowers and looking down on the Badwater Valley. poor little 5-spot looks like he's getting blasted by the wind.
Yeah.
How far up is it?
It's about 3/4 of a mile up in. It's about a 300-foot elevation. If you just take your time, the loose gravel slows you up more than anything. You feel like you're kicking rocks the whole time. But if you take your time, it's not that bad.
And there is some shade once you get around the bend.
And the tunnel, the wind whips down through the tunnel, so it's really not that
I'm
bad.
just trying to decide if I need to lock.
That's cute. Triple 5-spot. Unfortunately, I can't get all 15 spots at once. We've reached the gate, which, as I was pointing out, looks more like an impromptu gate, not an actual gate that they use frequently. So beyond here somewhere, the road got washed out in a thunderstorm, flash flood. Took us a while to get down to this point. I think we were pretty much in the dark at this point last year. Not much here, but boys, there's some good yellow stuff back that way. Time to go find some. The really cool thing down here, though, is that the purple Phacelia that was so abundant has now yielded to another purple flower. Our old friend sand verbena. And it's making its fragrance known, too.
Good smell vision. That's a good one.
Okay, dive in, Moofer.
Smells so good.
There should be lots more where that came from, too.
My goodness, that smells good.
It's a little on the pale side, but maybe that's just how it is here in Death Valley. At least the smell is there. Too bad you guys at home can't smell it. The Harry Wade Road goes down this canyon to the left. But that's four-wheel drive and probably high clearance, nasty stuff. That's something I want to give a try. We did see some pretty nicely concentrated areas of yellow coming down here, though. Especially right here towards the end. In case you're wondering, yes, I still saw 5 spots out here. It's warm right now, but it's not unbearably warm.
Breeze feels good.
Yeah, the breeze definitely helps.
No, here's some verbena out here. Three.
Yep, they're out here. A little more sand down here, but up there it's got the desert sunflowers again. I guess the sand verbena doesn't care if there's sand. Interesting little ripples in the sand too.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of see a little bit of yellow in those distant mountains too. They're not that distant, they're just on the other side of this valley. Looks like this sand verbena kind of got buried in the sand.
Wow. This looks like a big Spanish needle again.
Oh yeah, we've also found some Spanish needles. The verbena faked me out a little earlier. I thought it was Spanish needles, but it was just verbena that hadn't opened. But that's the real thing. This beautiful sunflower is kind of all by himself. Pretty big too. A little bit bigger than average. So here's the Ashford Mill ruins. A few more flowers. Here's the current record holder for this trip. 5 flowers.
Good seeing you.
Look at all the ones to come.
I got, I was over there, over hillside. Really interesting, sort of reddish brown. I haven't seen it up there.
Well, after having lunch there, we didn't get too far before we decided to stop again. Some nice big patches of the sand verbena here. You can kind of see the tentacles extending from this one. Cruising back up the road, I suddenly saw a big flash of 5-spot purple out of the corner of my eye. It's not a single plant, but there's a whole lot of flowers over there in one spot. I'm sure one of these has more than 6 flowers open at once, but...
Well, I see 3 on this one, but there might be more.
That's not the only thing growing here, too. We got some rock daisies, too. I think this is what we saw growing all over Amboy Crater all those years ago. Little white daisies. They're on a much bigger bush than the desert stars. I think their yellow center's a little bigger too, compared to the petals. Looks like there'll be a lot more of it too. Here we have the overachieving chicory. Not a super huge amount, but as far as I can tell, they're all in one plant. Lots of 5 spots through here. Just in case you forgot what they look like on the inside.
Oh.
Since you mostly just saw them on the outside. Here's another big patch of the rock daisies right by where we parked. Quite a wall of the sunflowers here. Don't hardly want to stomp through that to walk out there. Mile 27, that was one I tried to remember on the way down. This was one of the better spots with the yellow. Goes all the way up this big hill here. Not seeing too much else out here except these yellow flowers.
I saw a little bit of chicory back there, but...
I mean, no Phacelia, no 5 spots yet. Looks like Telescope Peak's kind of gotten into the shade up there, at least from our side. We managed to make it back here to Badwater.
Do you want me to get a little bit of the lake and have you off center? Would you like to have you in the corner?
Yeah, look, see how it turned out?
See if there's any more water here than last year. Of course, last year I think this was all in the shade. Since we got here so late. People are walking way out there. There's a sea level sign. Some green growing up there. I don't think we're going to climb up there and see what it is, though. Almost 300 feet above us. Here we are across the street. Looks like we got some more rock daisies over here, as well as some slightly different Phacelia. There's the stuff like we've been seeing, and this is the other stuff. Smaller flowers. They used to call this stuff the microphacelia. Well, that might have been even smaller than this. There's the rock daisy. Some of these desert plants don't have a lot of green, but these rock daisies sure do. Down here, I think these are the Fremont pincushion, or some relative of them. So we're back at the artist's palette. I'm going to try to walk up there a little ways this time, see what we can find. Not too many flowers down there, But up here they've restarted, including a 5-spot down there. There's a little bit of blue in that hill right there. There's still plenty of yellow to see too. Quite colorful. So there you have it. So this is the trailhead to Zabriske Point. Apparently there's a trail down there that connects to Golden Canyon, something we saw down in the lower road. Looks like a paved trail to the top up here, not too far away. Well, here's the top. Could be quite the sunset here, I suppose, if we waited long enough. Manly Beacon is over there. It's supposed to be a challenging puzzle to try to get to that one.
And you can't see my head. Wait, I want to get rid of the cat. Where do I put it?
Could be a lot of fun wandering around out there. But that'll have to wait for another time. More colorful rock out there. That artist art is probably not too far that direction. I see somebody out there on Manly Beacon. And there's the snowy mountain. I think that's Telescope Peak. But I could be wrong.
Muszę się przyzwyczaić, bo ja właśnie lubię wysokości. O, piękne.
Blows up the camera. Blue.
That kind of gray light.
We decided to wait here for the sunset. Got some high wispy clouds blowing through that should light up nicely.
No, I do know automatic.
Well, try this.
Pardon?
I'll give you different settings.
But I mean, you can actually get there.
Try this. Maybe a special. Pet portrait.
Have a good day, Mom.
Oh, very good, yeah. Wonderful. Beautiful.
Coming to a
flowers.
fine end.
Yes.
Oh, we're great. Here on our 20th anniversary. And now
No,
we're here.
15.
15? All right, now it's our 30.
Take a couple.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Oh,
Well, I think it's coming to an end. It was nice, but it wasn't super spectacular. But
Nothing like that one George on there.
yeah. Too close to big mountains in the direction of the sunset. So now we just got to race up to the mountains and not fall asleep.